Welcome to field questions number 8. This is a participation practice, meaning that we're looking at the collective field. I'm using cards because I love them. But instead of a reading, we're participating with that frequency. We each translate that energy through the questions that arise collectively, and we're all allowing that answer to show up for us to translate, for us to extract into embodiment, into an experience. And that provides all of us with a stronger, coherent field with resonance. You feel the collective working as one, yet as individual. And I love it. And so, you know what's funny? Before I turned the camera on, I was thinking, how do I explain what this practice does? So these type of practices, I call them self-relationship practices, right? Because they are embodiment, they're somatic, integrative practices. They're spirituality in motion, right? It's consciousness applied in everyday life, right? And by definition, this is an experience. So how can I can only talk about my experience, but I cannot convince you of my experience. And so I don't come across something so black and white in my line of work. They're very simple. You either do them or you don't. They're either for you or they're not. I can tell you what they do. They increase your nervous system capacity, therefore your awareness. So it gives you an ability to move and experience life at a whole new level. And that takes practice. It's like a muscle. Practicing together with the same mentality as a field, it does get easier. That's why I'm offering these for free, because I'm in it. And I feel like it's the best, the highest, the most practice that I can offer. Anyway, let's move into it. So here's my first card that came up. It's the 9 of Swords. I'm using the Lightseers deck, okay? What's super funny is that I'm staring into this card, but I'm seeing the 9 of Swords from the Thoth deck, which is cruelty. And I immediately move into this frustration. Hold on, I got out. So I need to rely on my notes here, but it's coming back. So I was moving through this frustration almost because of this. It's the same thing over and over again. You know, it might be dressed into maybe even different people, different clothes, different situations, or even the same person. It's the same stuff over and over again. So that's such a frustrating state. On top of that, being overwhelmed, and overwhelmed again is kind of like an understatement, I think. Full on anxiety, because, you know, it's almost like the house needs attention in a maintenance way, right? It could be cleaning, but the relationship needs your attention. Your work needs your 100% full focus. Your future planning needs focus. So it's like all these things, but they're all at different levels. You know, one is in planning and anticipation mode, let's just say. Another way is in task mode. You're in full execution mode. The other ones are in decisions. They're needing your decision like right now. So I'm feeling like you are not understood. You're not or how should I say, maybe not, you're not, but these things don't have a place to land. They're literally just circling. So it gives me this thing, the state is so ramped up, your nervous system, that it doesn't even, you don't have the capacity to prioritize what's what. So that's where the sense of cruelty shows up. It's not a sense. It's like it literally feels like life is cruel with everything that's coming at you in full force. So with this type of state, here's the question that I want you to sit with throughout the week, right? Because this is the practice. Allow the clarity to come through, write it down, but don't take that as I've arrived. You keep allowing the clarity to become. So the question, actually, hold on a second. Where's my question? If my well-being became the priority rather than another thing to manage, because we can't add one more thing to the list, what would I stop requiring of myself today? One more time. If my well-being became the priority rather than another thing to manage, what would I stop requiring of myself today? See if that gives you that exhale, that pause to even allow the things to land before you get into, now I can establish a priority. Allow it to land. Then we move into the Page of Swords. Fascinating. So with the Page of Swords, I immediately go into, oh, but there's a solution already there. This is not something that you have to take on all by yourself. There are things, and it could be also an idea that is coming to you. First, it's almost like they can't arrive because your nervous system is so ramped up, right? So with this one, it's almost like, maybe I've heard about something that can help me. A friend of mine told me about this plumber, this lawyer, this electrician, this person, this professional. Maybe I can postpone the decision making. I can create a room right now where I can allow the solution that's already there to show up. So my question with the page is, and this first, before we ask, can I ask from, I don't have to personally solve this from scratch. You can move into that space first. And then what solution already exists that I haven't brought into my life yet? What solution already exists that I haven't brought into my life yet? Right? And it's interesting because, and this is this is where this is so personal, because to one person it could be, I don't have to clean my house right now. It can be messy for another few days. And for the other person, it's cleaning my house. We will get my nervous system into a place of that exhale, right? Or making that phone call or whatever that is. It differs so much from person to person. So you really need to sit with yourself and understand these answers from your personal system. Here's the trick. The last card is the Five of Pentacles. And I got so excited. And this is why we practice. The Five of Pentacles took me straight to this key. Do you see this key? She looks sad with the closed door, and she's I got a lot of demotivation. I got a lot of exhaustion. I got a lot of starting something and not being able to keep with it. Sort of a lot of failures. I guess demotivation in very many aspects of that word. And I got so excited because guess what? I just finished last night bringing together interarticulation, the program that I want to start offering it as a more structured way, right? It's basically what we're doing here, but it's the paid version where it's the support is on a whole different level. The teaching, the understanding of what I'm doing here is also deeper, and we're doing it as a group because that's the point. We need each other to reflect each other. And I'm like, oh my God, this is the key. So I'm writing this down. Guess what? This is what I'm talking myself. This is what I'm talking about, and I'm using myself as an example because look, I've been doing this practice for a while. My mind has been corrected so many times. Here I am again, but because I've practiced, it was this capacity that I'm talking about, the innateness inside of me, as I'm writing all these great ideas down for my Five of Pentacles. Something in me was like, but is this really it? Let me tell you this other version of the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles points right back up to the Page of Swords. And it's saying, if a solution is there or you think you need a solution, do you think that you moving somewhere else, being somewhere else, being someone else, did I say that already? I don't know, whatever. Is that truly it? Or is this space to be validated as well? Where are you overriding yourself? Because that yes is completely different from an energetic structure. Okay, I don't know if any of this makes sense. Let me back up the Five of Pentacles. Five of Pentacles has its reason to show up. It is sort of the wringing out. It is the exhale of what has been. It is a completion of a cycle. And that exhaustion, that demotivation has a purpose. You have to completely detoxify, which takes time, it takes space, it takes rest, it takes a whole different reorganization. And if you completely override, oh, you can't rest, look, oh, you can't complete this, you must be a failure. The reason, and I'm not saying this is true all the time, but if it is a true Five of Pentacles type pause, it is very valid. There is a lot of things that are happening in that space, and it's like you can't start something new until you reach enough ripeness within that completion, right? It's the clothes can dry after you wring out everything out of them, and they dry very quickly afterwards, rather than having them washed and getting them out of that water and hanging them out to dry. It's going to take forever, right? For that, all that water to evaporate. And it's such a great analogy because you could override yourself. You could go straight into that solution, into that program, the excitement that I would have having you into program, it would be great. That's not what I want. And I see this over and over again. I can't rush anyone to go to the Six of Pentacles or to be already in the Six of Pentacles if they're still in their Five of Pentacles. Honor that because it has a purpose. And without that stillness, that's where the capacity is like, whoa, 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 whoa. I'm not honest with myself here. So honesty, what is honesty with the Five of Pentacles? And this is the question. Without an audience, without the standard that I made up for myself, without what you think this should look like, what does the state itself, the Five of Pentacles, tell you? What is that in itself trying to communicate its needs? Right? Like, especially the body. The body in that state is telling you clearly, I need rest. Maybe it is, I need a clean house. I need to rearrange the furniture in my house. I need to go on a solo camping trip. Those are nervous system rewirings that need to come before these fancy solutions, these excitements. And I get it. Like, many times the mind, like I just did, takes over and puts me into like this bling, bling, bling. And it feeds that, oh, but look at me. I can move. Despite this overwhelm, I can come up with this solution and I can, reorganize my entire life. And guess what happens? I'm adding to my list 5 other things and I'm doing exactly the same thing I'm actually trying to come out of. I'm trying to approach this whole thing. My methodology is trying to change here. And because I'm following this bling, 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 and I'm literally feeding my addiction because I don't have capacity to say, but is this true? Really? Is it actually true? Take a moment, another moment with yourself. It is so freaking tricky. And let me explain it another way. For example, even though the answer is yes, then yes, like in, I truly need support. I truly need intervention. I truly need help. Then that is a true yes. It is an honest yes. And energetically, that is completely different than a yes from, I'm feeding my addiction because I'm still looping, and it's easier sort of for me to keep on looping than to be with the with the demotivation and with the exhaustion. And what it is to be honest, brutally, emotionally naked, honest with myself. It is harder. So then I'd rather just manufacture a solution. So the Page of Swords could simply look like, yes, I need a solution, but I'm not there yet. Or it could be simply, no, I'm fully and exactly where I need to be. I don't need any solution right now. That is just my mind racing. Or it could be yes. And it could be, yes, I need a solution tomorrow. Or, oh my God, I need a solution like 2 days ago. But at least, because the way I see it from an energetic perspective is stability. When you answer from honesty, it's like you're moving from a stable space underneath you. So your landing is good. You don't even think about it. Oh yeah, I landed. Yeah, what's the big deal? Well, if you didn't have a stable surface, you could have landed on your butt, on your knees, uh, uh, sprained your wrist because you landed on your wrist, right? You could have landed and created more damage than if you didn't land, right? Because you added more exhaustion with, let me enter a whole new program, waste my money on another lawyer or another something when I didn't evaluate and I didn't prioritize things from ripeness or from a yes that was stable. Now I can make that phone call. Now I can, sign up for whatever support. Now I can automate something else and be 100% comfortable with that. I can let go and trust this automation to do it for me without me micromanaging something, or delegation or whatever it might be, right? It completely changes how you go about something. And this was proof, right, that even though I know that the practice is ongoing, awareness is ongoing, how we move consciously is ongoing, and really there is no shame. Wherever you are, that's where you are. It's beautiful, and that's why we also need each other to witness us, right? To how, not how, am I truly being honest with myself? Yeah, it takes a different type of strength. It takes a different type of participation. But without this in my experience, without participating with the energy, you tend to just keep going, and make basically the same choices, because the tendency without nervous system capacity will keep you on the same behavioral uh, pathway. It's just what it is. Anyway, I hope this is serving you. I hope you keep coming back and you're experiencing with yourself what this self-relationship type practice is, what participation is. What I'm starting is called locate, right? Because you have to first be self-aware. Can you locate yourself with all these things going on at the same time? How do you respond, right, from those? Check out what I offer. If that sounds good to you, then I'd love to have you. If not, keep allowing, work with yourself. But as long as you do this work and we're doing it together, that is the joy, that is the beauty. So have a beautiful week.